Welcome to Power, Peace, and Love, where real stories of real women are shared. I'm your host, Irma Vera, and tonight we have a very special guest tonight. Her name is Rebekah Del Rio. Rebekah is a singer, songwriter, artist, performer, a gold and platinum record winner in UK, Spain, Portugal, and Rebekah is gonna be, telling us all about it. Rebekah, thank you for being here tonight. Welcome to Power, Peace, and Love.
Thank you, Irma. It's such a pleasure to be here. What an honor, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you, for accepting this invitation. We know that you're pretty busy. You are in LA at this moment. Where are you?
I am in, let's see, I'm going to see here. It's this way. I get this. That's where I am. It's this way. There it is. Yeah, I'm still confused about how these things work, but Club Silencio in Los Angeles, actually. I'm in Los Angeles, and yeah, that's where we are. It's Club Silencio in LA.
Wow. See, my people. This is Rebekah. Wonderful. Connecting from Club Silencio in LA. So, thank you, Rebekah. And also, we know that you are from Chula Vista, California, and later
Yes.
on moved to LA to further your career, which is, wonderful. I saw you recently here in Dallas, and my son is a big fan of yours. And tell us a little bit about your career, about your younger days, and how was everything before you become famous.
Before I became La Llorona de Los Angeles, yeah, I was La Llorona de Chula Vista. I was born in Chula Vista, California. It's a little suburb of San Diego. And to Latino parents who were also born in the United States. My mother was born in Texas, in Kingsville. Actually, a little town called Callahan, but she was raised in Kingsville, and many of my family members are still in Kingsville. And so my father was born in San Diego, and then my grandparents on his side were born in Mexico, and then on my mom's side they were also born in Texas. And then I think great grandfathers were born in Texas when Texas was Mexico. So we've got a long line of Texans, a few generations back. I'm very proud of that. And so as I started out in Chula Vista, I always could sing. I never did any lesson. I never took any lessons. I was blessed with a voice, and I just took off with it. And I had a good upbringing, and where my dad used to share a lot of beautiful music with me, and sort of the same kind of idea that Linda Ronstadt speaks about, where her dad would play her big band and also boleros and rancheras and different things. Same with my dad; he loved music, and then we also had church music, of course, and my mother being from Texas, we were big country fans, and so I spent my formative years listening to country, and then I ended up being a country western artist. I pursued a career in country music and got a record deal in my late 20s in Nashville. So I went from Chula Vista to LA to try to pursue a career to Nashville, and ended up singing country. And then I got an opportunity to be in David Lynch's film, and the rest is history. That's how that all happened in a nutshell.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I know that you're very well known for your signature song, Llorando. This is a Spanish version of Roy Orbison's song, Crying. And we saw that performance at a Mulholland Drive movie by David Lynch. Tell us about the origin of, that specific translation, that specific song. What happened over there?
Yeah, thank you for asking about that. That's a really beautiful story, actually. So, whilst I was in LA, had come from Chula Vista, and I was pursuing my career, I used to sing crying in English, and I would sing it a cappella, just without music, because not a lot of people could play the different chord changes that they're intricate and they're beautiful. You know, that song, Crying, it's gorgeous. And I used to watch country music television, and as I was pursuing a country record deal, and I ended up seeing Katie Lang and Roy Orbison do a duet of Crying, and I just fell in love with it. And I would sing it for different talent shows, and some I would win, some I wouldn't. But I did love that. I love that song, and I would always save it for the end. And then I was also pursuing management, and so I would try to sing that song, and it did give me a lot of traction, right? And then, so unfortunately, sadly, it just breaks my heart in two. We heard that Selena, the goddess of Tejano music, queen, that she had been murdered, and it just, I mean, I was so brokenhearted over that. I loved her so much and still love her so much. I mean, I think you could probably see my Selena record too. I love her,
Right.
and I love her. And so a friend of mine who was helping me, her name is Randy, she said, "Oh my gosh, you should do a tribute to Selena, and you should sing your song, the one you sing in the Crying, you should do it in Spanish. That would be so wonderful." And I said, "Yeah, I'll do it. I just didn't know if I could write it by myself." So that was the it's sad, but the real reason why I started singing it in Spanish. It's a very sad story, but it's the real reason. And so I was at a friend's I was with a friend, and I was at this little place here in LA, and we got some drinks, and there was this lovely lady. She was from Venezuela, and she started talking to me, and she told me she was a singer and a songwriter, and she plays the guitar, and she was so nice. And she was from, like I said, Venezuela. So I asked her, "Hey, do you think you could translate a song for me? It's a very famous song, and I'd like to do it in Spanish." And she said, "Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to do that." I said, "Okay." So I hired her to translate it for me. And when she brought it to me, it was just beautiful. And it had different cadence because the song has a certain meter. And so, like, for instance, like where originally she wrote, Llorando, and I was like, no, it has to be Llorando, so that it goes like just like the Roy Orbison version. So it's things like that, and then I would cut things or add things. But she 99% wrote that song, the translation, and it was just gorgeous. So I started singing that instead of the English version, and then I started to sing it for managers and record company presidents, and every single time I sang it, the doors would just open wide for me. And I'm so grateful. And this wonderful woman, her name is, and she's an incredible songwriter and a singer and a guitar player, and she's always making music, and she's an award winner too. Her name is Tanya Sans, and I give a huge shout out to her. And you can look her up as Thania, Tanya San, and she's lovely. And so, because of that gorgeous rendition and translation, I was able to, you know, I started winning those those talent shows, and then I also got my record deal. I mean, I sang Llorando, but I also sang country songs, and you know, so and then after that, I got like a deal with CAA, which is the very very big agency, and my managers and lawyers, and it just, the whole thing just really bloomed. And I think it was very much because Tanya wrote that beautiful translation, And of course, I could interpret it with my voice.
Oh my God,
That
I
always
mean,
helps.
your voice is just amazing. I mean, it makes the whole difference in the performance of the song.
Thank you.
You know,
So, but
if someone else is, wants to sing it just like that, I don't think it can be done.
well, certainly not that way, but different ways. And, everybody has different voicing, and people have certainly tried it. And as a matter of fact, we, I did a version of it with Il Divo,
Yes.
and
Thank you for
yeah,
mentioning that because
yeah,
that was something that I wanted. I meant to,
mm,
to bring it out. And please tell
right.
us about your connection and your duet with El Divo. And we know that sadly, Carlos Marin just recently passed away, and that's tremendously, loss.
It's really very, very, very sad. And I'm still reeling, and everybody's still reeling over that. And I am very grateful to have met him. I met him at the Jay Leno show. We were going to sing that song on the show, um, and he was so nice and what a beautiful voice, what a lovely person, so full of life, and what an incredible opportunity to sing with those boys, and because of them, because of that song and the translation from Tanya, I was able to get the gold records, platinum records, and I'm just so grateful to all of them. It was originally Seb's idea, his wife's idea actually. She said, "Oh my God, I heard the song, and you guys should do it." And he said, "Yeah, we'll do it." And she said, "No, you should do it with her." So I got a chance to do it with him, and they were so lovely. And my heart just goes out to Carlos's family and friends and all the fans, and of course the boys in Il Divo. They're just heartbroken. Everybody's heartbroken. It just seems like this music touches everyone in a certain way, and I just thinking about it now, I think about how it initiated, and how originally it was because of the passing of our beautiful Selena,
Mhm.
Selena, and now with Carlos passing, just another it's just another way that it's touched our lives, that
Definitely. Carlos was originally from Spain, right? Or
yeah, yes. I think he was
Germany.
born in Germany. He was born in Germany, but he was raised in Spain. Hmm.
So his Spanish was,
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
is
What a
very.
voice! What a beautiful voice! That baritone, that gorgeous voice. And there's a part where they released a video, many videos, but this particular one, I couldn't be there at the time they were on tour, in the UK, and I was doing a show in San Francisco, so I couldn't be there. But there's these moments where Carlos is singing along with my track, with my voice, and it's just absolutely ridiculously gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. You can look it up on YouTube, just his booming voice. They all have gorgeous voices, but his voice is so deep. Uh, I can't even wrap my mind around it. I attended his virtual funeral memorial, and his mom was speaking for a minute and thanking the fans, and being a mother who's lost her only son, I I just cried and cried. I couldn't even contain it because I know how she feels, and it's such a deep loss. But still an inspiration for so many people, because the music will just always be there for us. The music is forever,
Yes, yes.
forever. We're not sure. We're not guaranteed. At the next minute or at the tomorrow. But that music will just live forever. Like Roy's Durando, his crying is 60 years old, going to be 61 years old.
Wow, wow.
Touch a lot of
And
lives.
yes, El Divo was supposed to, be here. I think, I'm not sure if February or March.
Mm.
And a couple of my friends, we were, just planning to go and see how that will, work and everything with the tickets and everything, getting so excited. And when we heard that, it was kind of, shocking.
I
It was,
know.
wow,
I know.
it's just unbelievable. Uh,
But I know that they're on tour now. They are on tour again in honor of Carlos.
yeah.
They have a baritone from Mexico
Mm.
right now. But I just know that it's just gonna it's you know it's gonna be a while before anyone is really wrap their minds around that loss because it's terrible.
Yeah,
But
it is. It is terrible. A big, big, loss for everybody. You also, Rebecca, were featured on Twin Peaks by
right.
also
Hmm.
David Lynch, in
Hmm.
Showtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
How that, how was it? How did you guys, make it that
Well,
work?
well, David, when I first met David, we met through my agent. And I sang him Llorando, and I'd already been singing it for many years, and I had a record deal and everything. So then he took that recording, and that's what you hear in the movie. Um, so I'm friends with David, so my agent asked me to come to his studio again because he said, but David wrote a song, but he wrote the poem, a poem, and they wrote music. He and John Neff, and John Neff was one of his biggest collaborators. He's an engineer with David for many many years. He engineered the Straight Story and Mulholland Drive and many other projects for David. So when I arrived at David's studio, I was thinking, oh, okay, well, I'll help him with this song. Of course, I had already started to hone my songwriting skills in Nashville, and I was, you know, willing to obviously to take it home and try some things out. But when I got there, they let me listen to the track, which is gorgeous. And David said, we'd really like you to take this little poem that I wrote and um, put a melody to it, write a song, and sing it, obviously. And I said, sure, sure, I'll take that home and I can give you some different ideas. And he said, no, 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 I'd like you to do that now, like right here. So I said, oh my gosh, no. I said, okay, well, give me some coffee and give me a minute. So I went to his kitchen, which is part of that compound that he has. It's like his theater, and then he has the kitchen, and then goes into the other part of his place. But I went into the kitchen by myself with a nice fine cup of coffee, and I looked at this poem, and luckily I'd been listening to Morrissey at the time. And so, yeah, so I was real emoed out. So I was like, okay, let me see how I'm going to do this, like on the spot. And I remember my agent said to me, well, you've never let me down before. No pressure. Okay, so I sat there and I looked at this, and it was like this little chicken scratch that he had, written on. I have that paper somewhere. And so I'm looking at it, and I was like, okay, if I were Morrissey, what would I do here? I would repeat. I would repeat myself, even though sometimes he'll say, I won't be saying that again, and then he'll say that again. So I just looked at it, I go, okay, I'll just repeat this. And I go, this right here, I'm going to say this. This will be cool. And I started writing, I came up with the melody and everything. And so I came back 20 minutes later, and I said, okay, I've got this idea. Play the track. I'd only heard it a couple of times. And so I got into that booth with that same mic. It's a Telefunken mic, which is amazing. And I love Telefunken because they were nice enough to sponsor me for a minute. They're really nice. And so I got in there and I heard this track, and I'd only heard it a couple times, so I wasn't sure what was coming next. So that's why there's a delay in the song. So the song is called No Stars. And so as I was singing it, I was hoping for the next chord. My notes are really long. It's like my dream, and then I'm waiting for the next chord, and then the chord change is to go, and I keep singing. It's like, okay. And then it ended up having a little bit of a what I call little Jimmy Scott effect. And little Jimmy Scott is also he was an amazing singer, and he was in David Lynch's movie, and so it just ended up that way because I didn't know what was coming next. So that is how I got into Twin Peaks. I know you were waiting for it. It's like, okay, well, where's that answer coming? Yeah, it's coming. I just had to tell you the origin, or like, you know, how it became what it was. And so we did that song. We loved it. We all loved it. And David put it on hold for a long time. And then so when I found out that David was going to get Twin Peaks: The Return, a third season with Showtime, on board, I immediately called him and said, David, don't you think No Stars would be a great song for Twin Peaks: The Return? And he said, yes, I do, Rebecca. I really do. So that was how we got it in there. And then he just said, listen, you show up camera ready. And that means basically you pay for your own hair and makeup, lady. We're not giving you anything. And so, and outfit. So I bought that outfit, and there's a great story for that one if you wanted to hear it. And I paid for my hair, and I paid for my makeup. And I actually had the best makeup artist ever. His name is Rudy Calvo. And he's done Patti LaBelle and Barbra Streisand and all the beautiful black singers that you've seen on 20 Feet of Stardom. He's in that movie. Rudy did my beautiful makeup. And I showed up on time. I like to be on time and early. And so I found that dress. I had my hair and makeup. And it was this place in Pasadena. And all of us had to do our bits, like our singing bits, or miming or lip syncing, all in one day. So me and you know, the Judy.
We stopped hearing. I think we lose you for a minute. Something happened with the sound. We can't hear it anymore. Is it unmuted?
Nope.
No, it just happened. I think
okay. Now we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Sounds good to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
We
think
can
I
hear
need
you
to
now.
Okay. Okay, so you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you,
Okay,
but
good.
we cannot see you.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. How about
Oh,
that?
there.
Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying that, you know, I called David and I said, well, why don't we put, you know, No Stars in there? And then I ended up at the production where they were filming, and we all had to do it in the same day, and in that particular, you know, it's called the Bang Bang Bar, you know, and the Roadhouse. And so when I got there, I mean, it was so great because like I said, Nine Inch Nails was there, and Moby was playing with me, and that was a lot of fun because just like Mulholland Drive, David said, "Okay, I want you to lip sync," and I said, "I'm not going to lip sync. I don't do that. I can't do that, and it's not natural, and I won't do it because you can't, because you don't get the vibrato. You can't do it. Some people would like to do it. I'm not that person. So I sang along, and just like in Mulholland Drive, and I felt like it because those big lights were on me, and of course David was there in his director's chair, but before the track started and I started singing, and before they filmed that bit, we were waiting for whatever happens when directors make sure that the lighting's perfect and all that. So it gave Moby an opportunity to start playing because he was live too. You know, he was plugged in. So he started playing Sweet Home Alabama. And I started singing it. So I don't know if those are going to be some bloopers at some point. But we had a great time doing that until finally David said, okay, we're going to film now. Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot you were there. Musicians, as soon as somebody starts playing Leonard Skinner, forget it. So anyway, we had a great time, and we did all that. And that's how No Stars got into Twin Peaks. That's
Wow.
exactly how it happened, because I called him up and I just said, hmm, it's
Wow.
a great
How
song.
interesting.
And it's a great song. And I
Yes, it
think
is. It is a
it's a
great,
really
and
beautiful
also,
song.
yeah, also the performance. Like you said, the lip syncing, I mean, singing is just, it seems so hard to do.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. But I understand it. And kudos to people who can do that. I just can't. So, but it was nice to be able to, to share that song, because David and I and John Neff wrote it together. So that's also a really good thing.
Oh wow,
I like that.
that's
We all
great.
wrote it.
And you
I wrote the
also
melody. I wrote the
have,
Spanish. I sang it. David wrote the poem, and I wrote part of it too. And then John Neff engineered it and played all the instruments. And David actually plays the guitar orchestra on that too. So when I'm on tour, I play the actual track that I heard on that
mm,
day when I sang to it. And that's David Lynch on the track.
oh,
Yeah, it's pretty
now
cool.
we
That's
know.
awesome.
Now we know. You also have collaborated with so many artists and performers. It's so wonderful. I mean, your resume is so, extends. We have so many other artists that you've been, opening, or you're being part of the show, or you do it with them. I mean, it's a long list. And how do you feel about that, being in such a busy with this talents and these artists, that you collaborate with.
Well, it's definitely an honor, and I don't take it lightly, because it's a lot of work. Because I've since I was 11, I've been working on this career, and I've been doing the best I can, and you know, and people have been nice enough to recognize that. And so I've been in certain circles where my hard work and my talent, and also, you know, just being the right place at the right time, and and just being respectful to. I'm really respectful to other artists. I don't. I'm not the kind that goes up and, hey, can I get your autograph? Even though I'm fangirling, I don't do that. I'm very respectful. I'm always on time. I try to be on time, because that also shows a lot of respect. And then I get these opportunities. Like, for instance, I was singing for David. He was being nominated for an Oscar for Mulholland Drive, and I sang for him there. And Sting came up to me and asked me to sing at Carnegie Hall. He and his wife Trudy Styler. They do a beautiful rainforest benefit concert every year for a very long time. I'm not exactly sure if they're still doing that during the pandemic situation that we're all facing, but there was a lot of money to help the rainforest. It's so important. So these things that I get to be a part of are really important to me. And then they put me in a situation where I can, you know, rub shoulders with people that I've admired my whole life. In Chula Vista National City, I would sit and listen to the Police, on my friends' record players. Or like, and then having sung there, I was approached by some of the members of the B-52s, and that's another band that I absolutely adore. So you could probably tell what kind of music I like. But anyway, things like that. And so it's been an honor, and I really enjoy using my voice for good. I like being able to share the talent that God gave me, and raise money to help the rainforest, to help the ocean, to help the children. That's my favorite. I just want to help people. I'd love to make a living too. That also helps. But my main goal is to use my voice for good, and that's what I've been doing. And then it gives me opportunities to be with other philanthropists and people that really want us to be in a better world, and want us to take care of our planet, you know. And one of the things that I did was for Oceana, which is run by Ted Danson. And I had a great big honor to sing with Seth MacFarlane's 70th piece big band, and I sang Pink Martini's Amado Mio, and I've sang with Pink Martini too. The two members, you know, I've done so many different things because of um, of the opportunities that I have worked very hard to get, and that have been given to me. Also, but like David likes to call it, you get traction, Rebecca. And I do. That traction comes with years of experience and years of really hard work, of always doing the best that I can, and sharing my music and sharing my network, and you know, busting my butt and being out on the street back in the day in the 90s, 80s and 90s. You had to pass out flyers. It wasn't like you could just go on TikTok and be famous. No, you were passing out flyers, you were busting your butt, you were hitting the streets, and you were singing until 2 or 3 in the morning. And all that is work. That was all the foundation. That was me being a responsible single mother too, by the way. Constantly working every day towards my goal was to get a record deal, sing, to make a living doing what I do, and to help people while I'm at it. And I've accomplished that. And I think that these other people that I admire and are amazing musicians, like Elton John, who sang with me, and James Taylor and Patti LaBelle, you know, Nina Simone. The list goes on, and I'm every single time it's a surprise to me. I don't ever take it lightly. I don't ever take it for granted. I always feel very humbled. But I also know, that has been told to me by other people, like, you know, you're not here because people want to give you a handout, you know. You're here because you're part of this, and you have a voice, and literally have a voice, and you have something to say and sing, and until I cannot sing another note, even if I sing bad, I don't care. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing and raise money for kids and do the best that I can. Just keep going. And just most recently, during this pandemic, you know, this last year, I was approached by Danny Elfman. I'm a huge fan of Danny Elfman. If you're familiar, he was the lead
he's an
singer of
Oscar winner too.
Boingo Boingo, and also all the Tim Burton movies. So huge fan. So that he would choose me to collaborate on his project is also a huge honor. But again, it's like, wow, I feel, wow, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, it's not a handout. It's not a handout. You know, I've worked very hard, and so it's about time. And I mean, it took me 54 years, but here I am, and still doing it. And here I am on tour. No hay banda. You should see this fantastic shirt. Your son has a fantastic shirt. I want. I get that shirt.
Well, I have to say that my son is a big fan of yours. And he went to see you when you were here in Dallas. And, you know, he had a good experience seeing you and hearing you singing, you know, one of his favorite songs. And yes, it is an honor for us, you know, to have you here, because you are so talented. I mean, your voice is just unbelievable. And yes, I mean, we know that you have, you know, worked very hard to get to the place where you are right now. So it's not like, definitely, like you said, it's not
really hard.
Yes.
Yeah, it's and I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot in my life. So many things have happened, so many tragedies, and And I just literally just pick myself up and keep going and do, and it almost, it's like, well, I have to keep doing this. And I do so much in honor of my beautiful son, Philip. And it makes me feel like I am, you know, really fulfilling my destiny on this planet. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. And as long as I can do that, I think I'll be okay.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear that. And tell us about your, projects. I know that we're running out of time, but we
Hmm.
want to hear about what you're doing right now, your project, your tours, and what's coming up for you.
Well, I am on tour currently. It's from the last year. It was called No I Banda tour. So we did a wonderful amount of cities last year. We did Texas, we did Dallas, and we did Chicago and Missoula, where David was born, and we did San Francisco, which was amazing, and Portland, and LA. And this year, we're gonna start off in Atlanta. And so the tour goes back on in February. That's February 12th. And we're working on the 19th of February in Houston, hopefully. And if things go well and this Omicron doesn't get crazy, and y'all do the best that you can to protect each other, maybe then we'll do Lincoln Center. And I've got the Pacific Northwest coming. So that tour, the 22 No I Banda, which I think and then will turn into a 22-23 tour celebrating the 15th anniversary of Southland Tales by Richard Kelly. I know, right? And so hopefully the theaters will be able to play Donnie Darko too, which I love. And so in the spirit of just continuing the tour, I also am going to be releasing a 7-inch vinyl. It's a surprise. I've been working on it for a minute, and folks are waiting for it, but I'm doing it. I just released a single just on Boxing Day, which is the 26th of December, which is the day that you box up goodies to help the folks that are unfortunate and that are less fortunate than you. And so this song that I released is called Adios. And all the proceeds are going to the LGBTQ plus community, youth that are homeless in Los Angeles area. And so if you guys want to go and check that out, it's on all your streaming, social streaming, music streaming, streams.
Wow.
And I just made that up. And also, I was going to show you, I got this new merch item. I got a bunch
That's
of
what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
I saw something on Instagram with
merch.
the new, merchandise that you have.
Yeah. I got some cute little merch. So,
Yes.
so we've got a tour. We've got a new vinyl. We've got a single that's just been released that will help the kids. And then we've got all this different merch that I usually bring anyway. But I've got like this one. I've got this 4K.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I only have a few of these left. And that's like, this is a beautiful record. This has Llorando on it. Let me see if I can do it. Okay. And then this one has no stars. And this is just a download, but it's a sticker. Graffiti. Okay. I didn't say that. And then this one, and then I have this beautiful t-shirt. You were talking about t-shirts. I want to get that one. I would sell that one on my tour. But this one is from Lula Wayne. Let me see if I can do this. This is from Lula Wayne. It's gorgeous. She's an Italian artist. You can find her at Lula is in Trouble in Instagram. She's in trouble. She's amazing. And then my other t-shirt, which I've really adopted this I've really adopted this one. This is out of the Pacific Northwest, Seattle-based tattoo artist. Her name is Nina Himes, and she created this for me. It's so beautiful. And this was the No Stars t-shirt. So nice. So I have that. And with that in mind, I made a devotional candle.
Yes.
So Yeah, I sell the stickers because it's so difficult for me to take this stuff on the road with me. So I sell the stickers and I sign it, the stickers, and then you can just buy yourself one of the 99-cent candles and just stick it on. And then you have like a little La Santa Llorona. She's the patron saint of the singers.
Oh my
Not to
God.
take away from, La Sicilia, because you know how that is. This is just, it's a novelty item, of course. And then I've got these. I have a new sponsor from last my tour, August Uncommon. They happen to have these amazing teas. Look at this. Silencio.
Yes. Oh my
Can
God.
you believe this? And so they sponsored me. I was like, listen, I am the queen of Silencio, so maybe you guys want to collab with me. And they said yes. And they happen to have this one too, the Black Lodge from Twin Peaks. It's ridiculous. So that's what I bring when I do my autograph sessions. I'll bring a few of these things so people can buy them. And I have like this Austin-based gorgeous photographers by the name of Candace Guy. She's amazing. She's in Austin, keeping Austin weird. Mm. And she and her other friend, who his name is Sanjay Patel, he does a lot of the posters for he does like the one sheets for Marvel movies and stuff. They did these.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And
Beautiful.
this was just in August. This is like new stuff, and these are one of a kind. So stuff like that. I try to put together some cute things that you can't get in stores, and you only can get them from me. So
Well,
that's what I'm trying.
we had to invite
Sharing
people
some
and
love.
everybody to come and see you at your tour in
Yeah,
every
please
state.
do.
Yes,
Yeah, and they
come
sell
and
out.
see Rebecca.
Thank
Come and see
goodness.
Rebecca,
Thank goodness.
because when you were here, it was sold out, Rebecca. You know, and I remember it was packed that day when you were here. So
I
people
know, and they're all
come and see
safe.
Rebecca.
We're being safe. They are checking COVID vaccination, COVID tests, negative tests. They're separating seats. They're not. Everyone's not on top of each other, so they are not at full capacity. Which so that's good. But
Yes,
they are being very safe, and they are selling out. So they can only sell so
yes.
much based on the CDC, and what also based on each theater has. I was really thankful and delighted that the Texas theater was so good about checking and making sure everybody was happy and safe, and make sure I was safe. So that was great because I got to continue. I got to
Oh,
get away.
absolutely.
You don't want to get me
Absolutely.
sick. That would be awful.
Absolutely. Rebecca, so this is gonna be our last request from you, and this is for our audience, the audience that is connected right now, and the audience that's gonna see us later on. So,
Mhm.
what do you have for us for this end of the show?
Some advice, you say?
Yeah, something, a message for our audience, and
Yes. Well, I first of all would like to thank you very much for having me on this show. I am very, very honored, and it's such a great cause what you're doing to help our community and to help the women in our community that do need to be inspired. We all, as women, need to be inspired by each other, and you don't have to be a superstar because I'm not a superstar. You don't have to be, a singer to inspire people. I think just, I try to do this. I'm not perfect at this either, but I do try when I speak to other women to give them um, encouragement in a and to listen, to try to listen, and because that anybody can do that. You can be an incredible listener, and I think that as much as I talk, I do listen. And I think that that helps because sometimes people just want to be heard, and they want other people to understand. And another woman, we don't have motives, we just want to be your friend, and we want to hear you out and see what, and just hear and listen to what your dreams and goals might be. Or sometimes you just need like a soundboard, something to bounce on something off of, an idea. Like maybe you don't sing, but maybe you like to draw, or maybe you don't have any of that creativity, but you're a great organizer and you have OCD. These are things that you can help people with. You can help people, and you just need somebody to listen, and then maybe, maybe powwow with you and say, let's come up with some goals or some way to get you to that point, like the next step, right? So I think that of all the advice that I could give is that always believe in yourself. Always try to believe in what resonates with you and what makes you feel happy. And I think helping people always is gratifying, and even if it's a small thing, even if you're just walking someone across the street because they're a little older and they're having a problem, or if you just take a listen to, your teenage son that's having a hard time at school, any of that, all of that is helpful. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to try to be helpful, to be the best listener you can be, and believe in your dreams, because sometimes dreams, um, they just need a little push, you know. And if you have other people that you gravitate towards that are kind, they might be able to help you if you open up to them and say, hey, you know what, wanting to I've been wanting to see if I could draw, or see if I could help, or see if I could do something creative. And you never know what might be around the corner, if you tell somebody and they want to help you. You never know. A lot of people have helped me in my life, and I have a voice, a singing voice, but
Absolutely.
I haven't been able to do it by myself. So you do
Absolutely,
need people.
absolutely. You're amazing. You're
That's a
amazing.
lot of info.
You're amazing. Your voice
Those
is
are all good.
just amazing. People that have not heard your voice, I mean, you guys need to go to YouTube or wherever you can find, Rebecca's, or download her music. You
Thank
won't
you.
be disappointed. So, yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yes,
so
and
much.
well, we have to invite everybody, to follow you on Instagram, on
Mhm.
Facebook, and your social
Yeah.
media, and come to your shows, and
Hmm.
get the merchandise and everything, because
That would be great.
yes, this
Yeah. It's just
Rebecca knows.
RebekahDelRio.com. That's the easiest, because everything is on there.
Okay,
You just press a button. It's all on there.
that's
So thank
right.
you again, Irma. Thank you for having
But
me.
thank you, Rebecca. Thank you very much for being here with us. And, we hope that this is not the first and only time that you're here. And we hope to have you here anytime you come to Dallas. And, you
Oh
know,
yeah, I'd love to.
and- yes, yes. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
And this is all for today. And thank you very much for joining us. And, follow Rebecca in her social media, and write to us at powerpeaceandlove.com or hello at powerpeaceandlove.com, and follow us in our social media too. To Rebecca, thank you very much, and
Thank
you have a
you.
wonderful tour.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Adios.
Adios.
Adios. Adios. Adios. Adios.
Pero ya no hay